us now look into a new topic called equivalence of DFA and NFA. We did see what is a DFA. We even saw what is an NFA, and we even know what is the difference between a DFA and an NFA. DFA, you will exactly go into one state. You have something called determinism. In NFA, on the same input, you can go into more than one state. Now, every DFA, you can say that it is into NFA, and imagine you have a DFA, you can be converting it into an NFA, and even vice versa. You have an NFA, you can very much convert it into a DFA. So in a converting to both sides, it is actually possible. It is actually possible. You even have algorithms to do conversion to both sides. But one thing you need to remember is every NFA, okay, every NFA need not be a DFA. Every NFA need not be a DFA. But you can very much convert all NFAs into DFA. Now, what we will be focusing upon today is how can you convert an NFA into a DFA. We will be concentrating on this portion today. Now, we will not be concentrating on this conversion because, it is actually illogical to include non-determinism into something which is already into a determined form. But, this is very much logical. So even though there are algorithms for both, we will be concentrating onto how you can convert an NFA into a DFA. Now, you might be thinking like, which is more powerful? Is NFA more powerful or is DFA more powerful? Regarding the power of NFA and DFA, or the strength or the efficiency of NFA and DFA, both NFA and DFA, they are of equal power. It only depends upon, some problems, they are better solved with NFA. Some problems, they are better solved with DFA. So regarding power, both NFA and DFA, they have equal power. Now, to convert NFA into DFA, we will be using an algorithm based on principle of subset construction. Though there are a few algorithms, this is considered to be a very efficient and easy algorithm. So we will be focusing upon how to convert an NFA into a DFA using principle of subset construction. So we have a language. Every string starts with A, which means you can have strings like A, AA, AB, ABB. The length can be anything. It is an infinite length string. And you have to construct an NFA and then convert it into a DFA. So the first thing you do is construct an NFA. Construct a non-deterministic finite automata. So we know how to do that. You have only one condition. It should start with A. The remaining you are not bothered. So this is an NFA. So first construct the NFA. After constructing the NFA, construct your state transition table. Okay, so I do have only two states. So I write my states over here, A and B. I do have only two inputs, small a and small b. Finish the construction of your table. So A on small a, I'll go to B. A on small b, I am now in my dead state. It's not defined. Okay, which means I'll have to stop. B on small a, B itself. B on small b, it is B itself. Now, as you very well know, in your DFA, okay, this is my state transition table of my NFA. That is why I have my dead state over here. Okay, I have my dead state in my NFA. In your DFA, you cannot have a concept called dead, but you can very well have something called trap. So this dead state, you have to change it into a trap state. So let's see how you do that conversion. Now, to do that conversion, you will be using your subset construction. You will be using the subset construction where you will now be modifying your state transition table. Okay, so this is my starting, this is my ending. So start with your initial state, have the same inputs. Okay, now you will be doing things row wise. Okay, so once you start your subset construction, don't look into your diagram, just look into your state table. That is much more easier. So A on small a, I will be getting a B. A on small b, I'm having a phi over here. I cannot have a phi in my DFA. You are now constructing your DFA, okay? You cannot have a phi over there, which means, you are going to a new state. Instead of the dead state, I now transform this into a new state called trap. Okay, now check this row. Check this row. Check for each state which you have not yet written in the columns. Okay, so the first state I encounter is B. Okay, so I now have to make a row for B. And the next one is what? Next one is C. I have to even write a row for C. This is my final state. You cannot make a change in your initial and final state. So I am now to make rows for B, and I even have to make rows for C. Okay, so let's see. Let's check our previous table. B on A, I'll go to B itself. B on B, I am going into B itself. Let's now check C. C is your trap state, if you remember. C is your trap state. Trap state means you're over there. From there, you can't go anywhere. Okay, so my DFA table is done. I have now constructed a DFA table, and with the help of this DFA table, you have to design your state machine. State machine is nothing but my automator. I have to design my DFA. So, from the table, I am going to make my DFA. It's very well told. You have a state called A, which is the initial state. It is written over there. A is my initial state. Okay, so from A, through A, you should go to a state called B. You should go to a state called B. And from A through B, you should go to another state called C. What is C? C is my trap. C is my trap state. Okay. Now that row is over. Let's go to the next row. B. B star, which means B is my final state. B through small a, I will be reaching back my B itself. B through small b, also I will be reaching back on my big B. Yeah? Then I have my trap state C. On A and B, I will be reaching back my trap state itself. So this is my DFA, deterministic finite automator, where here you do not talk about what happens when you have a B. But here, with the help of my trap state, I am able to tell what happens when I have a B coming up. So this is how you convert an NFA to. So we'll continue with our equivalence of NFA, DFA. We'll go on to our second problem. Every string ends with A. Okay, every string ends with A over sigma equal to A comma B. You have to make up an NFA. You have to make up an NFA and then convert it into a DFA. So, as you know, the first thing what we need to do is you have to construct an NFA. They've given a condition. It should end with A. Which means, you know, starting anything is okay. Only thing is it should end with A. So, you know, I have my initial state. Beginning, anything is fine, A or B. The only condition is it should end up with A. Okay. When you look into the automata, it is very clearly an NFA because, you know, on the same input A, you even on the same input A, you go to A and even you go to B. On the same input small a, you go to both A and B. It is an NFA. Now, you have to convert it into a DFA where, you know, this particular kind of a case does not happen. So, you know, we are done with our first step. Now we'll go into our second step, the state transition table. Okay, I do have only two states. I have a state called A and B. A is my initial state. B is my final state. I do have two inputs, A and B. Okay, so on small a, from A, you go to both A and B. Okay, you go to two states. You go to A and you even go to B. A on B, you go only to a single state. B on A, that's your final state. So, you know, you need not treat it as a dead state, you know, it is a final state. Or, you know, you can even write it as a null state. Okay, B on B, you can write it either this way or this way. Okay, you can write it like this. You're finishing it off. It goes nowhere. Okay, so you have constructed a state transition table. Now look carefully. You have a particular case like this. On the input A, you are going into two states, two different states, A and B, as per the diagram. On A, small a, you are going to A and you are even going to B. So, you should do away with that. A is a different state, B is a different state. You have to do away with that with your subset construction. So, let's see how to do that. Now, how you do it is, instead of making it as two individual states, you can make it into something called a single combined state. So you will be creating a new single combined state. So let's see how you do that. Okay, I do have my inputs A and B. I start with A. I start with A. A on small a, as per my question, my language, my diagram, I will be going into two different states called AB. What I will do is, I will make it a combined state and I will denote it in square brackets without a comma. When I denote it in a curly bracket with comma, it means that, you know, they are two different states. But, you know, when I give this kind of a notation, I am assuming that it is a combined new state. They are not separate states. They are combined new states. And then I'll continue writing. A on small b, I will be getting A. Okay. So I have finished my first row. Now take each entry in my row and then make it as a column. So I will have a new column called AB. This is a new state. AB is a new state, and I need to write transitions even for that. The next what I encounter is A. Anyway, I have A over here, so I need not write it again. Now let us write entries for this new state. Now, how you write entries for this new state is refer your old table. Refer your old table, and you have A and B over here. Look into A and B over here. Look into A, B over here. Find out the states which happen in both, and then take the union. So, you know, when I look into both together, when I look into A and B together, I have A, B, and an empty. A, B, and an empty. When I do a union, I will be getting my state called AB itself. A, B, and a null. When you union it, you will be getting AB. Similarly, let's see. AB on B. So look into both AB together and look into this column, B column. You have A and a null, which when you do a union, you will be getting A itself. You will be getting A itself. Okay. Now, you have done all the entries for this particular, the first row. AB is done, A you already have. Now look into this row. You have AB, anyway, you have a column for that. You even have an A, you have a column for that. Now let us go into your final state, B star, null, null. So this is now your DFA state table. This is now your DFA state table. Let us now construct the DFA for that from this particular diagram. Okay, you are having an initial state A. On small a, I will be going to a new state which has both A and B combined. It is a new state. Okay, it may not be that big. When I drew it, it became big, same size. Okay, you go to a new state called AB. A on B, you will be going to the A. A on B, you will be going on to A. AB on A, you will be going to A. AB on A, you will be going into A. AB on B, you will be going into B itself. Okay. Actually, you need not have this at all. You need not have this at all. This can be avoided because from B you're going nowhere. When you look into this table, nowhere did you get an individual state called B. Nowhere did you get an individual state called B, which means B need not be denoted in the diagram. Now you might be having a confusion. This is my DFA. My DFA is over. The construction is over. You might be having a confusion. Which is the final state? Okay. Now in your initial, you very much know that B is your final state. After you do subset construction, any state with B will be your final state. Okay. So this is your final state. Any state which has B in it is your final state. So A is my initial state, and when I convert it into a DFA, I do have my final state is not B, but a new combined final state called AB. This is how you convert an NFA to a DFA. So let's do another problem. Every string's second symbol, okay, every string's second symbol from the RHS. Second symbol from the RHS. Okay, please complete that question. Second symbol from the RHS is an A. Okay, so let's first draw our NFA. Okay, you will have an initial state called A. Okay. From the RHS, every symbol, which means, you know, if you have A, B, B, this is valid. Okay, second symbol, this is valid. This is valid. Second symbol from the right, it should be an A. So very simple. Beginning, you are not bothered, whatever it is. The last symbol also, you are not bothered what it is. But you know, the second last, it should be an A. So this is your NFA. Let's construct the table for that. So you'll have three states, A, B, C. A is your initial state, C is your final state. You have two inputs, A and B. So let's complete it. A on A, you will be going into two states, A and B. A and B. A on B, you will be going on big A. B on A and B will be going to C itself. C is my final state. I go nowhere. So I am done with my state transition. Let me do my subset construction. Okay, so I start doing my subset construction. I will start with my initial state A, AB. Okay, look here, A on A, I have two states, A, B. So as we saw earlier, make it into a combined state, AB. Make it into a combined state called AB. A on B, you are very safe. It is A. Okay. Look into this row. Check all the states for which you do not have corresponding columns, which means I need a column for AB. A, I already have it, so you need not worry about A. Now we need to write entries for AB on small a. So come to this diagram. Come here. AB on small a, you will be combining AB and C. When you union all this together, you will be getting a new state called ABC. ABC. Okay, so let that be there. Now next we need to find an entry for AB on B. So AB on B. You have two entries over there, A and C. Perform a union of that. You will be getting a new state called AC, a combined state called AC. Look into this row. Check whether there are any entries where you do not have a corresponding column, which means I need to have a column for ABC, and I even need to have, AC as new entries in my column. Now let's write entries for these. ABC on A. ABC on A, which means, you will have to combine A, B, C and a null, which is A, B, C itself. Next is ABC on B. ABC on B, you will have to combine A, C and null, which is a new combined state called AC. A new combined state called AC. Okay. Anyway, from the previous column, from the previous row, you need to have entry for AC. So let's continue with that. AC. So take this row and this row. AC on A, you will have to combine A, B and a null, which is A, B itself. AC on B. AC on B, you combine A and null, which is A itself. Okay. So this row, all the entries are done. check this row, check row by row whether you have done entries for everything. AB, you have an ABC. ABC, yeah, I have an entry. AC, I have an entry, so this is done. Next row, ABC, yeah, I have an entry. AC, I have an entry. This is also done. AC, AB, do I have an entry? Yeah, AB, I have an entry. A also I have an entry. So all this is done. So I have finished with my subset construction. This is my DFA state table. Let's draw the diagram for you. Okay. So we'll start with A. You have your initial state called A. You have your initial state A. From A on small, this is your initial. From A on small a, you will be going to a new state called AB. And A on B, you will be going back to A itself. So I'm done with this. Next, AB on small a, you will be going to a new state called what? A, BC, a combined new state called ABC. AB on B, you will be going to a new state called what? AC. So I'm done with this. AB on A, I'll go to ABC. AB on B, I will go to AC. So go for this. ABC on A, you will be going into ABC. ABC on A, you will be going on to ABC. ABC on B, you will be going into AC. So that's it. The fourth one. AC on A, what was this? AB on, this is B. AC on small a, you will be going to AB. AC on small b, AC on small b, you will be going into on small b. You will be going into A. Now, it is not complete. You have to have a final state over here. We know that C is our final state. In your NFA, C is the final state. So, just like we did previously, any state with C is your final state. So, AC is your final state. ABC is your final state. You have two final states because, C happens in both. This is now my equivalent DFA. This is my equivalent DFA. This is how you have converted a particular